I'm a cold-blooded northerner, so I find this sort of weather boring when you're driving something like the new Audi A4 Allroad. After all, the suspension is lifted for clearance, there's all-wheel drive, a decent cargo space like a small crossover, but the driving position, handling manners, and maneuverability are decidedly more car-like. And so a machine like this one is, to me, far more appealing when the weather outside is frightful and the roads are greasier than a triple bacon pizza, and you're not quite sure what Mother Nature is presently concocting. There's something satisfying about knowing that you're backed up for the drive, even when all winter driving hell is breaking loose around you. So let's check it out in the snow. Here we go, winter, and here's your A4 wagon, a machine designed for the active driver who would rather eat a light bulb than drive a crossover, but an active driver out and about every day of the year, and after big flexibility and traction. Like the A4 it's built on, the A4 Allroad rides the new Audi MQB architecture with benefits to safety, comfort, weight, and handling. It runs this new 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder engine. It has the A4's next-generation interior, complete with Virtual Dash, this giant and totally customizable display that replaces the instrument cluster. And like that A4, it has nothing short of the market's latest and high-tech safety systems which scan the world around you for potential hazards in your surroundings. It's even capable of semi-autonomous driving. The A4, well, that's a casual dress shoe. The Allroad, it's more like a hiking boot, and a vehicle that almost looks naked without a set of skis or a snowboard on the roof. So if you like the A4 but need more room, ride height, and rugged handsomeness, this machine would like to meet you very much. Here's the cargo space. Notably, the floor sits at knee height, it's relatively wide and deep, and the motorized tailgate adds some convenience. There's room in here for a 4-person road trip's worth of luggage, no problem. Rear seats are just adequate for average-sized adults, not spacious but not cramped. Up front, driver and passenger should have more than adequate room. Let's talk about winter driving. Quattro all-wheel drive, all the traction you need optimized in real time against countless variables with millisecond adjustments to wheel-by-wheel power delivery. The Allroad debuts the new Quattro Ultra system, which saves fuel by disconnecting the rear axle when front-wheel drive is sufficient, reducing friction in the driveline. When needed, that rear axle and all-wheel drive is reactivated in 250 milliseconds.
And that is this fast. Now it's hard to see, but watch the shutter in there. And the time it takes to take that photo, that fast. The rear axle is re-engaged and all-wheel drive is restored. And best of all, where most disconnectable all-wheel drive systems default to front-wheel drive and turn the all-wheel drive on when required, this new Quattro Ultra does the opposite. It defaults to all-wheel drive, and then only when it's sure they won't be needed, it can decouple the rear wheels. All kinds of fancy stuff going on underneath you, but from in here in the driver's seat, well, what you feel is easy to explain. You don't feel anything at all. This is as seamless as all-wheel drive gets.
Just traction in abundance, no shifting or squirming or lurching or noises or wasted wheel spin as power is sent back and forth and side to side in response to changing throttle inputs, steering, and road surfaces. All you feel is the Allroad's ability to go where you point it precisely and with little fuss. It's smart and effective, and you really appreciate the way this system quickly processes the surface beneath to keep you moving. It handles slippery roads the way a food processor handles a ripe cucumber, slicing and dicing with no second thought. A great all-wheel drive system to me, and I've driven them all, is one that manages traction really well, even in challenging situations, and one that you don't feel doing it, and that's what's happening here. This is clever engineering dispatched towards a more confident drive. A few other details contribute to that. For instance, the ABS, should it engage, does so with virtually none of the noise or pedal pulsations you feel from the ABS in nearly any other car. Ditto the stability control system. If it kicks in to help keep you under control, it does it gently, very precisely, and in near total silence. Put simply, it's all about precisely enhanced control from systems that are highly effective but almost invisible. Add in these magnificent LED-fired headlights, which are among the best I've used this year, and you've got a recipe for big-time peace of mind when the weather is big-time lousy. How's it ride? Well, sportier than you think. Dampers are firm and taut with a layer of softness over the edges to keep things smooth. It's neither too soft nor too stiff. Largely, it feels like a softly sporty sport sedan and never crashes into bumps. Steering is light at lower speeds, feather light when you're parking, and heavies up nicely on the highway, and it feels quick and precise at all times. You can make corrections and adjustments from the wheel with just little inputs. All said, the drive feels comfortable and athletic, but never too much of one or the other. The engine, it's got piles of low-end torque, and with 252 horsepower, it's no hot rod, but gosh is it smooth, and even giving it absolute hell, only a subdued and refined growl seeps into the cabin. The average driver should find this plenty powerful. The relaxed driver will love how it sneaks the Allroad up to speed without breaking 2,000 revs or making a peep. The sporty driver, though, they'll probably appreciate the refinement more than the all-out firepower, as well as the full-throttle gear shifts too. This thing swaps gears right now. Complaints? Some will wish for a touch more power, and my big one was this semi-autonomous lane assist system. When it can clearly see the road markings, it steers the Allroad for you to keep you centered, but when it suddenly loses the lines under some snow, on several occasions it tried to steer the Allroad in the wrong direction, and I don't like that at all. Leave this system off unless the roads are totally clear. So, a great looking and modern take on station wagon styling, safety to spare, traction and refinement galore, and of course the standout interior and fine-tuned touches that contribute to winter driving confidence. Here's your more agile, maneuverable, and fuel-efficient alternative to a luxury crossover, folks. The A4 Allroad is priced from $47,600, with this fully decked out tester coming in from $64,500. Thanks for watching.